Hello YouTube, Allie's RNY Odyssey coming here at ya on this very chilly January evening. I had a meeting with my nutritionist today, so I just prompted me to come in and check in with you guys and tell you how I'm doing. As you can see by my face, I am getting extremely thin and bony, so we're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Let me give you a little bit of my background. So I am 49 years old. I live in the Baltimore area, and I had surgery on January 31st, 2017 with Dr. Andrew Arverbach at St. Agnes Hospital. So I'm coming up on my 2-year surgiversary, in 2 weeks? So that's exciting. My highest ever recorded weight was December 23rd of 2016, so about 5 weeks prior to surgery, and I weighed in at 449.9. I did lose some weight, about 31 pounds in the 5 weeks leading up to surgery, and the day of surgery I weighed 418. The last time I checked in with you guys, I think I was hovering around the mid 130s, like 134, 135. Well, today I weighed in at 125.2. So we are still having trouble stopping the weight loss. Who would have thought? And I'm like, it's surreal because I would have never imagined in a million years I would go from one extreme to the other. Now, in full disclosure, I am 5'5". So if you look at a height weight chart, 125.5, I am not underweight. However, I do have quite a bit of skin. I had most of my arm skin removed. I am going to need a revision on my arms. But I have quite a bit of skin on my hips, my buttocks, a fair amount on my tummy, a lot on my thighs. So let's even say conservatively, I have 5 or 6 pounds of skin. I'm guessing if everything's taken off, we're looking at closer 8 to 8-10. Maybe I'm way off, but let's even just say 5 or 6. So let's say 6 pounds. That's going to put me about 119, and I'm cusping on heading to being underweight at that point. So I got to turn this around now. I can't lose any more weight. I really think I looked better looking back at videos and pictures at about 140. At the same time, that's scary as hell to think about gaining not 5, not 10. I would need to gain 15 pounds. So for right now, I'm just setting my mental goal to get back into the mid 130s, about 135. My surgeon really wants me about 140, but I'm just my nutritionist said between 5 to 10. She recommended closer to 10. So right now I'm just aiming to get back up into the mid 130s. So I went in and saw her today because I kind of maintained over the holidays. I was sitting right in that 130s range, and I was like, I think I've got this figured out. Like, I'm doing good. And as soon as the holidays were over, I feel like my new habits are so ingrained to me that I do that most of the time. And over the holidays, I was very lax with my eating. So I was probably getting a lot higher carbs than I normally would. But it came, like, the minute the holidays stopped, like literally the first week of January, bam, I dropped, down to like 130 something. So when I went in to see my surgeon about 10 days ago, I was 130 on my scale. Well, he told me, like, stop losing weight. You need to put some weight on. I want to see you put 5 to 10 pounds on. And lo and behold, here I am, not even 2 weeks later, and I'm down to 125. So I was like, enough is enough. And on Tuesday, I got really serious. So about a week ago, I got really serious about tracking my food. And I just had a gut feeling that said, get up to 1,500 calories. So at that time, I was probably, I'm trying to think, about 129. Like, this was about a week ago. So I was like 120, no, maybe it wasn't. I was even less than that. I was probably like 127-ish, okay? So, after I saw my surgeon and I was 130, and then I dropped weight, and I was like, oh my gosh, I lost weight. I'm not supposed to be losing anymore. I'm like, I got to get serious. I got to start tracking. So that was around 127. So I tracked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and on all 4 of those days, I got at least 1,500 calories, up to 1,800 calories, okay? I lost 2 pounds. When I weighed myself on Saturday, my jaw hit the floor when I saw it was 125 even. So I did gain 0.2 over the last couple of days. Well, I probably, because I ate before I weighed today, accounted for the 0.2. So I'm like, how am I still losing weight eating 1,500 plus calories, and I was getting in 100 grams, I'm just making sure I'm still recording, yes, and I was getting in 100 grams of protein, like my surgeon said, and about 150 to 160 carbohydrates. Made no sense to me. So I'm like, I've got to keep my nutritionist appointment on Monday. I have to go. So I went in and I met with her, and boy, do I have a doozy of a plan. And it's scary for me because it is counterintuitive to everything in my body. I've dieted my entire life. I was a fat kid. And I'm not trying to use the word fat in a derogatory way, because I was fluffy. I was a big kid. I was overweight. I was overweight as a little kid. I was overweight as an elementary school kid. I was overweight, even though in middle school I was fairly slim, like 6th grade I think I was slim, but even in middle school, I was a little fluffy, a little chunky, nothing big. In high school I was like 160-ish, so especially in the 80s, I was chunky. Like, I have never in my life been thin. So I have always been in dieting mode. I have never been in a situation where it's like, you need to gain some weight. This is completely foreign to me. You need to eat more. You need to eat more fat, more carbohydrate, more times a day. So I wanted to share with you the plan, and I want to caution you, because she did say a couple things to me. She said, my situation's not unheard of, but it is unusual. So it's not common. I guess she said it's not unusual, but it's not common. So it's something that she sees, it's something that she's familiar with. She said typically it happens more with men who get the surgery that only have, 80 to 100 pounds to lose. And, they have this metabolism they didn't realize that they had, and they kind of have a hard time stopping losing. She said it's less common with women, but it does happen. She also said I'm very unusual in the amount of carbohydrate that I can eat. And if you look back at my earlier videos before I had surgery and I was on my preoperative diet, I stalled out terribly. When I started the liquid pre-op diet, which my liquid diet wasn't exactly liquid, I was allowed to have, you drank 2 or 3 shakes a day, and then you could have 1 or 2 small meals. So you ate 4 times a day. So you could do a shake, a small meal, a shake, and a small meal. But I think I was doing 3 shakes a day and a small meal for dinner of 4 ounces of chicken and some some non-starchy veggies like broccoli. So when I first started that, the first couple days I dropped I think 10 pounds, and then I just stopped. I could not lose. It was not coming off, and they were like, just give it time. A week goes by, I'm stalled. 2 weeks go by, I'm stalled. My surgeon's delaying my surgery because he wants me to lose weight before I have the surgery. So my nutritionist finally, I met with her, and she's like, we need to get more calories in you and more carbohydrate. First she told me, because my nutritionist was out of town, so the nutritionist that was subbing for her told me add another meal. So I was drinking 2 or 3 protein shakes a day and having 2 small protein-based meals. Still nothing. It was not budging. And here I am literally eating 800 calories a day. So finally my nutritionist gets back in town and she tells me, you need to add fruit. You need to add carbohydrate. Your body is one of those ones that needs carbohydrate to lose weight. The minute I added fruit into my diet and I started having carbohydrate, I had a yogurt, which has some sugar in it, the low sugar yogurts, but still has milk sugar in it. Bam, I dropped it was in 2 weeks I dropped 20 more pounds. So we learned very early on that Allie's body needs carbohydrate to lose weight. So I'm unusual in the fact that most people, she said, if they were eating like 2 servings of grains a day, it would stop their weight loss. That doesn't happen with me, or I forget what she said, like, because I told her I've been around 150 grams of carbs. That's not doing it for me. I'm still losing weight. I proved it because I ate really well, and I still lost 2 pounds this week. So she's like, we need to up it. So my plan, and let's keep in mind, I've been eating 3 to 4 times a day. When I really pushed it, I was having to eat 5 times a day, about 1,500 calories, which was extremely hard for me. I now have to eat 6 times a day. So she wants me up. Let's say I have breakfast at 9, then I'm supposed to eat at 12, 3, 6, and 9 again. So every 3 hours. Now let me just say, if this sounds weird to you, I trust my nutritionist. The particular bariatric program I'm in has a very high success rate. A lot of people keep their weight off, so I completely trust the process, and I trust her. So basically what I have to do is I have to eat every 3 hours. Of course, protein at every meal, and she wants me up at around that 100 grams of protein. I have to add a healthy fat to every meal. So that means I either have to do like a teaspoon of flaxseed oil in my oatmeal, or some almonds in my yogurt, or some avocado on my salad, or sesame seeds, or nuts, or avocado, or drizzle some olive oil over my veggies, or whatever. I have to put a healthy fat in every single meal, all 6 meals. So all 6 meals have to have protein, all 6 meals have to have fat, healthy fat. Then 3 to 4 meals, and she said, hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Okay. So then 3 to 4 meals a day, and she said if I can do all 6, that would be great. 3 to 4 meals a day, I need to have a whole grain. So like 3 to 4 times a day, she wants me to have like Triscuit crackers, or corn, or potatoes, or oatmeal, or grits, or like a whole sprouted grain bread, like Ezekiel bread. Pretty much the carbs that I eat now, 3 to 4 times a day. And then at the other meals, if I'm not having a whole grain, I would have fruit. So 3 to 4 servings of whole grains, and then like 2 servings of fruit. So, for example, okay, so those are my meals. And then veggies, like non-starchy veggies, as many as I can do. So here's an example that we came up with, and it's all interchangeable. But like she said, for breakfast, I would take my multivitamin, and then I might have some grits with some flaxseed oil in it. I don't know about that. I'd rather eat a handful of sesame seeds. Put some cheddar cheese in it, make it with Fairlife milk to get the protein up, have a piece of turkey, bacon, or sausage, which will give me between 27 to 34 grams of protein. Then 3 hours later, take my other multivitamin, maybe have some chicken salad with avocados or walnuts, with some grapes mixed in the chicken salad. Make it with olive oil mayo, which would be a healthy fat, and then have some Triscuit crackers or a sprouted whole grain slice of bread. This is a lot. Then 3 hours after that, take my last multivitamin, because she wants me to break it up through the day. Maybe have a 1/4 cup of nuts, 2 cheese sticks. Oh my God, I can't eat all this, people. 2 cheese sticks, or maybe have a small salad with some sesame seed and avocado on it, or a peanut butter with some apple, hummus and cucumbers, with maybe a little bit of pine nuts on the side. And then 3 hours after that, have a calcium, and she wants me to go back to the chews. I've been taking Citracal pills, the little petite pills. She said, and I didn't know this, I guess I didn't catch this in my preoperative classes, that we cannot digest. She said they're coated with something that as a gastric bypass patient, our bodies cannot digest. So she's like, if you're buying an over-the-counter drugstore calcium citrate, your body is not dissolving it and getting what you need because of the plastic like coating that's on the outside. And if you do feel it, it is almost like a plastic coating on the outside. I don't have them here, or I would show you. Actually, I might have them here. Let's see. Yep, these are the ones I've been taking. I thought these were good. Calcium citrate. I have to take 6 a day. 4, yeah, well, now I'll get to that, but I was taking 6 a day. Yeah. She said these will not work for me. So she wants me to go back to Choose. So she did say 1,500 grams of calcium. Now I only have to do 1,000. Their new research shows we only need 1,000 because the vitamin D is so high in the multivitamins that we don't need as much calcium as they thought we did before. So anyway, at 6 o'clock, I would do a calcium chew, 3 to 4 ounces of protein, a veggie, and a starch or grain. Then 3 hours after that, so 9 o'clock at night, I would have another calcium chew, maybe a yogurt parfait or some, nuts and popcorn. She said I could have my popcorn. Maybe toss a little bit of good oil on my popcorn. Like, this is crazy to me. And that would be my day. Then it gets worse. Then, in addition to all this food, okay, she wants me, on every bottle of water I drink, every bottle, to add 4 ounces of 100% fruit juice. Nothing with added sugar. So there's a fruit juice called Nutsin or something like that she recommended. That's organic. It doesn't have any added sugar. It's just fruit juice. Holy carbs. When I looked at the carb count, I'm freaking out. Extremely high in carbs, extremely high in sugar. She promised me if I diluted 4 ounces in a whole bottle of water, that it would not cause me gastric distress. She promised me. We'll see. She wants me to do that until my weight stabilizes and I gain a little bit. Then we start to tweak it back. Like, she'll take the juice away. We might take some of the fat away, etc., to find where I need to be to maintain. But right now the objective is to get some weight on me. She said I forget the word she used, but I think it was another word for gaunt or withdrawn. My face is kind of getting sallow, and I am extremely bony, where I don't have excess skin. So she just feels like I would be healthier with some weight. And she said my fear is I'm going to start this and balloon up. I'm afraid I'm going to turn into a big old, it's going to be like a bullfrog, And she said that that's not going to happen. It's probably going to take a little while, a couple of months for my body to figure out what's going on, and for me to stabilize and gain weight. She's like, it's not going to happen overnight. But to do it healthily. And I can't remember her handle, but I think it's Fresh Orangina or something like that, had mentioned to me in the comments about some low-level dumping with sugar consumption. And she did bring that up as well. Because I do have something on occasion. I don't do it all the time, but I might eat like a couple Oreo cookies or something like that. And she said that could be causing some, dumping like things that, I don't get severe diarrhea or anything, but I do have TMI, I'm sorry, but I do have bowel movements. I do notice, especially if I eat things like that, I will have several bowel movements a day, and they're not real firm. So she said it could be contributing, actually working against me, because it's causing a little bit of dumping, and therefore I'm not absorbing the nutrients that I need. Because she's like, you honestly look a little malnourished. I mean, I guess I do, if I'm honest. I felt like my hair was growing back in. I kind of feel like that's stopping now. And I'm 2 years out, so I feel like we should be filling back in. We have some, but not anywhere near where I was, and it may not ever get back to that. I'm having some dizzy spells. I passed out the other day. That hasn't happened, and I don't want to scare anybody. Like, I would go through all this again to get to where I am. I'm in a new phase, and I need to figure it out. And I'm sure with the help of my surgeon and my nutritionist, I will figure it out. So I went out on a date, and I have not heard back from him. So I'm thinking I freaked him out. And it was like our third date, and I really liked him, so I'm bummed. But anyway, we went out on a date to watch the playoff game, and I had some tater tots and like a couple bites of a crab cake slider. And then for some reason, I made the wise decision to order a toasted almond. Now, I have had drinks before. I normally drink wine, or I drink sugar-free Red Bull and vodka. Those are the two things that I drink. But I decided to get a toasted almond. I guess, I don't know, it felt wintry to me, like it had the cream in it, you know, and she, you know, so it was like half amaretto and half cream and a dash of Kahlua. So I drank about half of that, and I started not feeling well. And I stood up, like I kind of started getting those black spots, and I stood up because I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. I didn't know if I needed to throw up. I didn't know what was going on. I don't remember anything after that. Apparently, I hit the floor. I passed out. So I talked to my nutritionist about that, and she said it was probably the combination of like the tater tots, which was, you know, the fast carbs, and having the half a drink, which was kind of a sugary drink. I didn't realize how sweet it was going to be because I haven't had one since I was like in my 20s. That caused a hypoglycemic reaction where my blood sugar dropped and then I passed out. So she said if I eat like this, that won't happen. I can't exercise. I am not allowed to exercise. Absolutely no cardio. Does that mean I can't go for a walk in the park? No, that's fine. But we're not going to be going to the gym doing Zumba. I did tell her that I just joined the gym and I haven't been going, and I said I was planning on going. So I asked her about strength training. She said, provided that I do this, and she said, I'm going to have a hard time with this. She said, provided I follow the eating plan, I can do strength training like 2 days a week, 2, maybe 3 days a week. So I'm going to call my gym and see if they will let me put a hold on my membership for a couple of months till I figure this out, because I do have a prescription for physical therapy to build strength in my legs. So maybe I'll start with that. I don't know. We'll see. You know, because that gym membership's like $100 a month because it's lifetime. I'm a spoiled brat. It's lifetime. And I don't know if I want to spend that and not be able to do the classes and stuff. Maybe I could go do yoga, right? That's like strength and stretching. I think that would be okay. So maybe I'll do that and just go do some light weightlifting, she said. And that would help me build muscle too, which is going to put some weight on me. And it would help me tone, you know, build strength. So maybe I won't ask them to put a hold and I'll actually just go and do that. And the yoga would be good for like my knees and my tightness and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm babbling. But I just wanted to check in with you guys. I feel like I've divulged way too much in this. Please no hateful comments. Please, like, I'm good. I'm okay. I will check in with you guys, let you know how it's going. So I'm going to get up tomorrow. I'm going to weigh. I normally weigh on Tuesdays anyway. Then I'm going to follow this eating plan. I'm going to stay off the scale for a week. Pray to God I don't freak out in a week. Pray to God I don't gain like 10 pounds and freak out. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm going to follow the plan the best that I can without hurting my pouch, my stomach, or causing myself to get sick. Still skeptical about the juice because I trust my nutritionist, and you know, she's helped people through this before and she keeps up on the research with everything. So I really do trust her. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, comments, let me know. Other than that, I will check in with you guys soon. You guys have a wonderful night. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.